Zeal Education Society, redefining excellence.
Hello friends, I am Professor Shweta Yadav from Department of Electrical Engineering from Zeal College of Engineering and Research. Today we will see open loop configuration of operational amplifiers. Basically, operational amplifiers are divided into two categories, open loop configuration and closed loop configuration. So we will see one by one. So in today's lecture we will see what are the open loop configurations of operational amplifier. So open loop, the name indicates that there is no connection between output or input directly or via any type of network. This means that our output signal is not as a feedback given to the input side, and it is not, output signal is not as a part of input signal. Okay, so in this configuration, in this open loop configuration, our operational amplifier is having a very high gain. Okay, so now we will see one by one which are the different open loop configurations of operational amplifiers. So basically there are three configurations. First is differential amplifier. Second is inverting amplifier. And third is non-inverting amplifier. So if I will draw an operational amplifier basic diagram here. So here we are having plus minus two inputs. Here is output. So this is an non-inverting terminal, this is an inverting terminal. So here is our plus VCC and minus VEE. These are the DC voltages we are applying. So this is called as a non-inverting terminal and this is an inverting terminal of a op-amp. As I have said that this is an open loop configuration, so there will be no feedback from output side to input side for any terminal. For any terminal means for positive or negative terminal. This means that we will apply a voltage to either two terminals. Okay, so if I will be applying a voltage to both terminals, it may be AC or DC, as operational amplifier works on AC or DC both. Okay, so here I will apply voltage to both terminals, then it will be called as a differential amplifier. That means it will amplify the difference between two voltages. Then next is inverting amplifier. So in inverting amplifier configuration, our input voltage or voltage source I will be applying to this inverting terminal, and my non-inverting terminal will be at that time grounded. Similarly, for non-inverting amplifier, I will apply source voltage to non-inverting terminal, and at that time my inverting terminal will be grounded. So one by one we will see three configurations and also proof for it. Okay, so now let's start with first configuration, that is differential amplifier. So as I have told you that in differential amplifier I will be applying voltage source to both terminals. So this is my VCC, this is my minus VEE. Here is output voltage V0, here is positive, here is negative. Here I will apply resistance R1 which will be very negligible. Here I will apply a AC source voltage, which I will call as a V in 1. Again I will here add one resistance, this will be R2 resistance, and here also on the inverting terminal I will apply V in 2, and here load resistance RL. Almost RL will be greater than equal to 2K here. Okay, so here I will say here will be V1 voltage going to non-inverting terminal, and here will be V2 voltage going to non-inverting terminal, and this is VID, difference between two voltages. So now, as I have told that differential amplifier means difference between two voltage sources is given to operational amplifier, and that difference is amplified and we get an output at the output terminal. Okay, so we will see how it works. So suppose I have applied a V in 1 and R1 given V in source AC source to this branch, and V in 2 AC source to another branch. Consider that both are AC and both are having same frequencies. Okay, this is only one criteria. So both should have, no matter whatever the voltage may be, but our frequencies which are applied to both terminal, if we are providing an AC voltage, then the frequencies should be equal. So now we will see one by one here. So now as I have told that R1 is negligible, so whatever V in I will be applying, that is equal to V1, because there will be a very negligible voltage drop across it. So I will consider here V in 1 equal to V1, and similarly V in 2 will be equal to V2. Okay, so the voltage at this point is V1 is equal to V in 1, because R1 is very less, and so the voltage drop will be very negligible, and so I have considered this as approximately equal to. Okay, now we know our output voltage. Suppose this amplifier is having gain A, so output voltage V0 is equal to gain into input voltage, that is gain into VID, and we know VID is equal to V1 minus V2. Okay, so now we will substitute these values of V1 and V2 in this equation. So VID is equal to now V in 1 minus V in 2, and this VID we will substitute in our this equation number 1. Okay, so V0 is equal to V in 1 minus V in 2 into gain, and here is the our output formula for our differential amplifier. Means my output voltage is equal to gain into difference between these two voltages. Okay, so in this way we have found an formula. Okay, now the polarity, the basic thing in differential amplifier is polarity. So what will be the polarity at this output voltage? So that will be all dependent upon V in and V in 2, V in 1 and V in 2. Suppose my V in 1 is greater, suppose my V in 1 is greater than V in 2, then my on my output side, means suppose V in 1 here is more, that means on non-inverting terminal voltage is more. So at that time my output will be in the same phase. Okay, so it will be in the same phase, and if my V in 1 is less than V in 2, that means my voltage on another terminal V in 2 is more. So at that time my output voltage will be 180 out of phase. Okay, or inverted, I will say, or inverted. So this means that depends upon the voltage on these terminals, both terminals, my output voltage will be amplified as well as its phase will be dependent, or a polarity will be dependent upon the input which we are applying on these two terminals. Okay. So let's see one example for this. So for example, if I will say that my V in 1 is equal to 5 millivolt AC and V in 2 is equal to 10 millivolt RMS. Observing these two voltages, we conclude that our output will be in negative, that is output will be in negative polarity. How? Because my V in 2 is greater than V in 1. So on inverting terminal, my input voltage is more, and so I will get a negative polarity voltage. Now let's see, we will solve this and we will assume a gain as a 20,000. So our formula is V0 is equal to gain into V in 1 minus V in 2. We will substitute these two values here. So our gain is 20,000 and V in 1 is 5 millivolts. So 5 into 10 raised to minus 3 minus 10 millivolts. So 10 into 10 raised to minus 3, and here it will be 20,000 into 0.005 minus 0.010. So after subtracting, this will become 0.005 minus, because this is 10 is greater than this 0.010 is greater than 0.005, and here is 20,000 gain I have applied, and after this my answer will be minus 100 volt. Okay, AC. So 100 volt is very huge voltage, and this is a only theoretical value. So this is not practical value. Okay, because op-amp will not give this much high voltage, because its saturation voltage is only about, suppose I will consider here saturation voltage is about 14 volts or 15 volts, then it will saturate. So here 100 volt is a theoretical value. Practically my output will get clipped. Why? Because as I have told that we are having a very high gain in open loop configuration, and at that time it will suppose I have told that it is 14 volt swing, then our output will get clipped at 14 volts. So for example, suppose this is my input voltage, okay. So this was V in 1 and V in 2. So my output will be, it is a negative, and so it will be inverted and it will be in this way clipped off, means it will be getting clipped in this way. So output will be almost a square wave. So this is V out here. Okay, but if if my output will come below my 14 volt plus minus 14 volt, then it will be an AC signal here observed. Okay, so in this way we have seen an differential amplifier, okay, configuration. So once again we will revise that it's our difference between two input signals, that is inverting or non-inverting. So that is amplified and we get an output in a output terminal V0. So now next we will see an inverting amplifier. So as I have told you that inverting amplifier means we will apply a source voltage to only inverting terminal and we will keep our non-inverting terminal grounded. So here our non-inverting terminal will be grounded and R1 volt resistance here, and here I will be applying a source voltage. So suppose it is V in 1. So as I have told you that here is V1 and V2, and the difference between these both is VID. Here I will apply again A and output load as a RL. So now we will solve a formula for inverting amplifier. So as we know that output voltage V0 is equal to gain into V in 1 minus V in 2. Okay. So V in 1 minus V in 2. So output voltage V0 is equal to gain into, here V in 1 is grounded, here this terminal is grounded. So I will consider this V in 1 as equal to V1. Okay. So V1 and V in 2, sorry, V in 1 is here, I have given V in 1 here. Okay. V in 1 is here V2 minus, I will consider this as a V in 2. So this is V1. Okay. Or I will consider here this as a 2, V in 2. Okay. So V in 1 minus V in 2, so here it will be V1 and this will be V2. Okay. V1 minus V2. So V in 1 will be an applied voltage which is not given here. I have grounded here, and that is equal to V1, and V in 2 here I have applied to the inverting terminal. Now as I have told that this is a very negligible resistance, and so voltage drop will be very less, and so V in 2 will be equal to V2. So here gain multiply by, now V1 is equal to 0. V1 is equal to 0 as this is grounded. So I will substitute this V1 value here 0 minus V2. Okay. So this will become minus A into V2, and V2 we know it is a V in 2. So minus A into V in 2 output voltage. So this is our formula for inverting amplifier. That means, see, output voltage is proportional to the amplified input. Okay, amplified input, but polarity is 180 out of phase. This negative sign will indicate that it will be 180 out of phase. Means suppose here I will be applying any type of wave, sine wave for example, here I have applied. So at this output side it will be amplified but in 180 out of phase. So this amplitude will be increased but phase will be 180 out of phase. Okay, or inverted form. Why? Because there is more voltage on V in 2 terminal, that is inverting terminal, and V in 1 is 0. So in this way we have seen an inverting amplifier. Okay. Now third is non-inverting amplifier. So we will draw a circuit for a non-inverting amplifier. As I have told that for the non-inverting amplifier we will be applying and source voltage to positive terminal, and our negative terminal will be grounded. So opposite of this. Here I will be applying to this R1 resistance. And here inverting terminal will be grounded. I will be not giving any signal. So suppose this is V1, this is V2, and VID is the difference of voltage given here. Gain of amplifier will be A. Okay. Now let's derive a formula for non-inverting amplifier also. Okay. Just as we know, output voltage V0 is equal to gain into V in 1 minus V in 2. And we know this V in 1 I have applied to this terminal, and R1 is very negligible, so my voltage drop across this will be very less. So my V in 1 is equal to V1 and V in 2 is equal to V2, which is equal to, now here in this case it is 0. Okay. So now V0 is equal to A into V1 minus V2. So gain into V1 is V in 1, V in 1 minus, means it is as good as same, again I have used the same, and V2 is equal to 0. So my final answer will be A into V in 1. Voltage, output voltage is equal to gain multiplied by V in 1. Now see, here my output is positive, polarity is same. Okay, means positive polarity only I have got, positive. So now this means that suppose I will be applying input voltage at this terminal. Okay, so at output side my output wave will be amplified. Okay, amplified. Okay, and is in phase, means is in the same phase as that of input signal. Just unlike inverting amplifier, it if I will be applying an input wave here, it was out of phase with respect to input signal. Okay, so 180 out of phase with respect to in an inverted form. Okay, so here I have got a sine wave, I have drawn here sine wave, but it may differ because this is an open loop configuration and we may get output in a clipped form. Okay, clipped form means we may rarely get output in the sine wave. Okay, because the gain is very high, and so this output will always get clipped off, means our peaks will get clipped off. Okay, and so we will get almost a square wave at our output side. So these were the three configurations of open loop operational amplifier. In the next lecture we will see closed loop configuration for operational amplifier, and there are 4 types of closed loop configurations in that. Okay, so hope you have understood this lecture. Okay, and thank you for watching this video.
Zeal Education Society, redefining excellence.